What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to showcase yet another newly buffed Pokemon here in the Open Great League. It's a Pokemon they've been trying to make work here for a couple of seasons now, but I think with Surf added to its moveset, Kingdra potentially is going to be a lot better than it used to be. In the past, Kingdra was always very bait-reliant, very inconsistent to land its heavy-hitting move, or potentially get baits off, but now with Surf, you don't need to worry about that anywhere near as much. You're way more consistent, you're pretty, I wouldn't say bulky Dragon-type, but you're not as squishy as some of them out there, and you have a unique Water and Dragon typing, allowing for great defensive play. I'm going to pair it up with Tinkaton as well as Shadow Dusknoir. I think this seems pretty strong. I'm excited to see it in action. But real quick, before we get into the battles, I do want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what Kingdra can do. First opponent with our Kingdra team here. Kingdra up against a Guzzlord? Okay, I guess. I mean, if I have to be honest, I don't want this anywhere near my Dusknoir. So it's good that I'm avoiding that matchup, I guess. It is a little bit bad, though, that I don't have Outrage to threaten a shield, but maybe they don't know that, actually. Maybe I can still bait an Outrage, and maybe we get his shield. At least we force energy out of him, although I might actually win CMP against this thing, right? So I might just win the zeros, straight up. Oh, nice. You get his shield? I think I win CMP with Kingdra, right? I do not, because they don't throw it, but I think I would have. And we have Tinkaton to absorb the energy, which is pretty good for us. We don't get his shield here, unfortunately, but that does put him down pretty low, into like a pretty manageable range for Dusknoir even to deal with if I had to. See a Quagsire come in. Non-Shadow, okay. 7. This is interesting. Are they going to Stone Edge us? I'm going to No Shield, because I think they Aqua Tail spam. Yeah, they're at 3. 4. I have to shield this one, obviously, but at the very least here, we're in a spot now where Dusknoir has put in a decent amount of work this game. And our Tinkaton is still around, but I'm a little bit worried that Tinkaton might not be the most valuable Pokemon left on the field with a Guzzlord in the lead, so I guess we'll see what's going to be in the back line. We get a no-shield there, which is, like, kind of nice to see. But then again, they still get another Aqua Tail off, which I don't love. I'm going to shield this up just because I want to save my Dusknoir if possible. And I do want to swap out and try to catch a Brutal Swing from the Guzzlord. It's like almost certainly that's what they're going to do. And we do catch the Brutal Swing. We sneak a Fairy Wind too, so they're going to be one Astonish from getting knocked out here. This is going to be such an odd matchup now. Oh, it's their own Tink in the back. I mean, I just go straight Gigaton here, right? No reason to risk anything else. I think 2 Gigatons plus a Shadow Punch is probably going to be the play. I should be barely outside of range where Gigaton knocks me out. 9, okay. I think I'm fine here. I should survive this attack. Gonna go for the Gigaton, makes sense they're at 2. 3, 4. Guarantee the shield here with this move. I think my Dusknoir closes out the game. As long as Shadow Punch is enough, which I think it could be, but honestly, maybe it's not. But even if it's not enough, then I think I Fairy Wind everything down, unless that Guzzlord does still have another attack on it. But also, we still have a Bulldoze from this range, so if they did get to that, it wouldn't be the end of the world. There we go, we astonish down the Guzzlord, and we get the win. Next opponent. Let's see if we can pick up a little bit of a better lead, because honestly, Kingdra into Guzzlord's not the best matchup. And, you know, that's not amazing either, necessarily, but, I mean, first of all, if they're on Waterfall, it's better, and even if they're on Metal Sound, it's not unplayable for us, because Metal Sound's resisted. Drill Peck here, obviously non-stab. Doesn't do as much as you'd expect. I think that I'm just going to stay in here and play out the zeros. Maybe the 1s? We'll see. Yeah, we actually survived that a little bit easier than I thought I would. Go for the Swift here. It could be an Outrage. Maybe we'd get a shield, but technically all of my Charge Attack pressure is going to be resisted by this thing, so there is a good chance here they're just going to no-shield everything. But we'll go for the next Swift right before the Drill Peck. At this point, whittling down this Pokemon so my Tinkaton doesn't have to deal with it as much, I don't think is a bad play. Yeah, Swift does quite a bit there. And they don't overfarm enough to get to another attack against our Dusknoir. Honestly, I think, though, if they overfarmed much more than they did, they'd just be in 1 Astonish range. They might even be now. Whoa, okay. Well, that's an interesting Pokemon to see brought into us. If they're not on Shadow Sneak, I wall this with Tinkaton. So I guess we'll find out what they throw into us here. I'd love to see an Ancient Power or a Dragon Claw coming through, but they might have Shadow Sneak. It is Shadow Sneak, a little less efficient. That's still fine. I have a Gigaton Hammer. I can throw this to guarantee a shield comes through. And at this point, I don't know what's going to be in the back with this team. It could be Double Dragon. Honestly, they do shield that. There's a good chance it is Double Dragon then. Oh. Well, I win CMP, right? They don't even throw, so I just get this off. This is going to be an interesting game then, because I do have my Dusknoir with a lot of energy on it. I don't know how much I need my Tinkaton then. Whoa. Please tell me I did Gigaton Hammer off here. I'm going to. I am definitely going to. We just shield this up. Well, you know, honestly, this trainer is pretty based running this at, like, the first day of this season. I was not expecting it. That's all I can say. Not expecting the Shadow Giratina, Shadow Latios core. But I do respect it quite a bit. Let's see, who comes in? If it's Giratina, I just go for a Fairy Wind. If it's the Empoleon, then I switch. What are they doing? Okay. Yeah, we just farm this down. We go for an Astonish here against this. And then, I mean, either we Astonish or throw a move into that Empoleon. I think we just farm down. We save everyone some time. And I think we're fine here. Yeah, getting rid of that Empoleon, as much as we did in the lead, was actually kind of huge. The fact that my Kingdra wasn't even that bad into a matchup you're doing only resisted damage, that is kind of interesting. All right, next opponent. We'll see. A Kingdra up against a Hisuian Electrode. Okay, I don't know how to feel about this. We're both pretty spammy Pokemon here. They could be using Energy Ball now. Energy Ball and Wild Charge would mean they don't have great pacing. Like, that is an option for them. So I guess we'll find out. They're at 9 right now, so 1 away from back-to-back Nuke plus Bait. We'll see what they do. Big Swift. Oh, but they let me get that move off. Okay. What are they going to throw into us? Because, like, I could try to catch a Grass move if I wanted to. Not quite sure how much that helps us, though. I'm going to let this go. If it is an Energy Ball, I think we survive it. If it's a Wild Charge, we get knocked out, obviously, but I think that's fine. Because, like, one Astonish here should knock him out, or if they bring in Shadow-type Flosion, I'm also fine seeing that away from our Tinkaton. Alright. I think the play here is go 1, Astonish, and throw. Actually, no, I do 3, because I'm not actually 1 away. And if they shield this up, then I'm going to swap into my Tinkaton. If they no-shield, I have a lot of energy, and I guess we'll play it by ear then. They do no-shield? Okay. Well, what's in the backline then? If Electrode comes in, I farm down. If it's their third Pokemon, I guess we'll see how much play we have. Ooh, Feraligatr. Don't love seeing that. Honestly, that's probably a loss, actually. Feraligatr in the backline is really bad for us to see. Do they shield this? They don't, though, so that's a lot of damage, at least. Eight. I don't know, though, because, like, I'm going to run out of things to be able to shield here. Because they can just combo play us right now with that Electrode. They played this well. Not as much wiggle room in the backline for my Tinkaton as I would have loved to see. Honestly, almost nowhere for it to go against this team. Man, and also my Kingdra in the backline would have been so massive for us. Maybe they don't switch instantly. Oh, they do. Oh, no! They get the 0-turn swap. I thought they overfarmed and lost the game for themselves, but they did not. They were able to get the CMP win. And now, like, I think I can Astonish this down, but I'm still, like, 2 Astonishes away from my next move. Oh, man. They're not Tinkaton fans. That's crazy. That's unfortunate. Kingdra into Kingdra. Okay, fellow Kingdra abuser. This is weird, actually, because I have my Tinkaton in the backline that would much rather be here. And honestly, my Dusknoir wouldn't mind taking the Swifts either. So I don't know exactly how I feel about this. I'll go for the Swift, though, just because I think at this point, getting the damage early is going to be good for us. I'm going to let this go. It's going to hurt, but we saw how much it did to them, so it's going to be just a pretty even matchup, right? I'm going to try to catch on my Dusknoir. Oh, but they actually call it. They come in Quick Attack Diggersby? Okay, you know, that could be worse. I thought that was going to be a pretty easy catch on them there, but I think they were trying to catch too. So both of us trying the big brain play, and neither of us getting it necessarily in our favor. But, like, I would prefer, honestly, to be a Dusknoir in this match against a Quick Attack user, because while they can land one move against us pretty easily, my Dynamic Punches do so much damage here, and I don't know if they want to shield this necessarily. Oh, they do, okay. Yeah, we'll get the second one off, though. And if I can land this move, then they're going to be in Swift or, like, even just farm down range, potentially. And if it gets shielded, then I can go for a Surf with my Kingdra into them. Or even just Gigaton Hammers. Yeah, we end up landing that attack. That's big. What do we want to do? How do we play this out? Probably a Fire Punch coming through here, so I might even survive this. I do, so yeah, I stay in, I force him to throw another attack into us, or I get to another move. I mean, I'm fine with that. I guess I just get extra free damage against them. I am a little bit worried about the final Pokemon this game, though. There is a good chance here that it could be a pick that I don't want to see on my Tinkaton. But we'll find out when we get there. Because Tinkaton at this point has... We've seen a Kingdra, right? And Kingdra is really weak to Tinkaton. Oh, but they bring in the Kingdra. Yeah, that's not exactly the Pokemon I wanted to see here. Maybe I can go for a catch at some point, though. And get some play. They're at 4, so they do have a Weather Ball. That doesn't do a lot. Debuff would be huge. Okay, debuff. 7, 8. They have back-to-back Weather Balls already. Man, this Pokemon is so spammy. Having straight 4 pacing is insane. Okay. I have to shield this up, obviously. It's going to hurt more than anything else they can throw this game. Okay, big Bulldoze. Do we get a shield here? I would imagine we do. We do, okay. They go for the catch! I was not expecting that. Oh, no! They're the ones who catch here? That's a smart play, actually. That is really smart on their part. I think now they just win. Oh, no! What a nice catch by them, actually. If I would have got that Bulldoze off, we win the game. Because, like, the thing is, if they ever switch out, they clear the Bulldoze debuff, and then my next Bulldoze wouldn't even knock out on Tinkaton anyway. So I was hoping that they would just stay in. That was so smart on their part. That's unfortunate for us. Kingdra into, ooh, Shadow Piloswine. One of the few Dragon types that has play into Ice types. We have that sub-Water typing, which honestly makes this not quite as bad as you'd expect. But we'll see how this plays out. Okay. Jellicent comes in. We do have our Dusknoir here, which is a pretty good counter to Jellicent in the 2-shield matchup, but going down shields is never the best case scenario. A Surf, interesting. Alright. I guess at this point, do we go for the 2-shield farm down? I don't think I hate the idea, but it could be a little bit scary to go down 2 shields with Piloswine having such a high damage output. But I don't think it's a bad option either. Like, I'll get a lot of energy out of this matchup. And if they switch out and snipe us down, if they can even do that, then honestly, it's not the worst case scenario, because our Kingdra here has a lot of energy still left over on it. What comes in? It's probably the Piloswine, right? Oh, it's not. So we actually just get 2 attacks into this. Interesting. I have another Shadow Punch ready. Should I even throw it here, though? Maybe I shouldn't. I'm going to go for the Surf here, actually. Put some pressure on. And see how they want to play this out. Because I have energy in the back line. You just get a knockout there? Okay. And yeah, I get a Surf, or a Swift rather, off. I have a Shadow Punch loaded. So as long as we put this into Shadow Punch range, or if they like let this go, I can farm them down, we should be in a pretty good spot. They do let that go. So now I have to worry about fast move pressure being enough here to win us the game. But they also need to not be on Stone Edge, or on high horsepower. If they're on high horsepower, they could one-shot Tinkaton. If not, then they can't. Alright, well, they're throwing a move here. What's it gonna be? Is this a high horsepower? I mean, if they're staying in, it probably almost certainly is, right? Yep. Does one Astonish knock them out? I lag a turn, so it does, but we get a tie instead of a win. Because the game lagged. Thank you, game. That's only a 2-2-1 thanks to that. Well, I should have got the win there, but a 1-turn lag cost us the win. Alright, well, no more lag, please. Let's just, like, win games that we're supposed to win. I would love that. I don't know if we're supposed to win this game. It's a Tinkaton on the lead. Not a great Pokemon to see here, but at the very least, it's playable. Oh my goodness, this is not good. Why does this team exist? This is looking really bad for us right now. So Firo got straight 5 Drill Run in this season, right? That is kind of scary, actually, for us. I'm gonna go for the Dynamic Punch, just guarantee as much damage as we can here. Maybe a shield. Honestly, I'd probably prefer a no shield if I'm being honest here. I would have loved to land that. But no, they do shield that up. But since my Kingdra is pretty bad this game, I'm just going to let it go here against this Furo. There's a chance it's like a double flying team. There's also just a chance, though, there's a Quagsire in the back, which also would make a lot of sense. Because a Quagsire in the back would give them actual coverage into a Ufisk if they happen to see one. Which, I mean, Ufisk is around. Alright, big Surf. Do we get a shield? I'd honestly be fine if they shield this. No, they let it go. Alright, Tinkaton, you have to do a lot of work here in the mirror match. And I don't know if you're going to be cut out for it. Do they Gigaton, or do they Bulldoze? That is always the big question here. I shield the Gigaton at the very least. That's a lot of damage that they are missing out on now. And they are still staying in. So maybe my Tinkaton is good into the final Pokemon, whatever that might be. We Gigaton them, but they shield as well. Good shield by the opponent. I'm going to shield this up. I want to guarantee at this point that we can do as much as possible in this matchup without taking a Gigaton. Oh, nice catch. But that was on a Dragon, right? That's on a Shelgon. I mean, that's fine, I think. We just go for the full farm down now. They might get a Twister into us. Okay, I'm actually really fine with this play, too. I bank a lot of energy. If I get a Swift off here, then I think I put them into Gigaton range. I think this is way better for us, actually, because now I'm outside of range where one Charge Attack knocks us out, but I think one Gigaton knocks them out. I think we just win. I think we're fine here. You have the Gigaton loaded. We're going to go for it instantly. They win CMP. So, you know, if Gigaton knocks us out somehow, then we lose this game. But as long as we survive it, and we get ours off into them, I should win. And yeah, we do live. But we have chipped them down so much more than they have chipped us down. So hopefully this is enough. It is enough. We get the win. What a strange game. Kingdra up against Seismitoad. Interesting. So Seismitoad, Earth Power, and Icy Wind buffed this season. Well, I guess Icy Wind wasn't buffed, right? But it was added to its moveset. So, like, it's an option now that you can use. And they don't even go for the Earth Power, potentially. They just go straight for the Icy Wind. Interesting. I'm happy to get rid of this, potentially, in the lead. My Tinkaton does not want to see this Pokemon if I can help it. And, I mean, I know they outpace us to 2 Icy Winds before I get to a Swift plus a Surf. But, I mean, by the time that they get there, they're going to be so low on HP. Actually, did they outpace us? Could I have just got the Swift off? Maybe I could have. But I do survive this. I'm going to switch out, though. At this point, I've chipped down the Seismitoad. I think I can farm down this Seismitoad with Astonishes. And Licky Licky is not that great of an answer into Shadow Dusknoir here. Okay. Oh, I should have thrown my Dynamic Punch first. A little bit of a misplay. Denied myself an Astonish here, unfortunately. That's fine, though. That's fine. Because we have the energy lead still. And we'll get to 2 Dynamics first. Before they get their next Shadow Ball. If they no-shield this, they might even just be an Astonish downrange at some point. And I do have energy left over on my Kingdra. Did they go for the CMP? No, they didn't. Wait, can I ever switch out here? I would love to be able to swap out and go for a combo play with a move on my Kingdra if they let this go. They let it go, but like they... Honestly, at this point, I think I just go for a shield into a farm down. If they do survive the next Astonish and they bait us here, I'll go for a catch. But no, they full send, so I get the full Astonish down, I believe. Yeah, wow. Goodbye, Licky Licky. Not exactly the Ghost-type answer they were hoping for. In the back is going to be a Typhlosion. I don't love seeing that, but it's not unplayable. Because I do have my Kingdra with a lot of energy left over on it. I just farm this down. Oh, can I? Uh-oh. I don't even know if I can farm that down, so I might just lose this game, actually. I thought I'd be able to farm down the Seismitoad, but they transferred the next Astonish. Uh-oh. But I do get this move off, so that's helpful. I think that might win us the game. Because that's going to force him to instantly throw a move into my Dusknoir, and then I should be able to get to a Bulldoze with my Tinkaton. Or if they go for the Incinerate here, I mean, now I just Fairy Wind down and I should be fine. That was dicier than it should have been. They did a good job of transferring the fast move pressure from that Seismitoad earlier on, but it's fine. I think even if they survive 3 Fairy Winds, they only get to a Thunder Punch there, and we don't even take the Incinerate. We're good. That game was dicey, but not dicey enough. We still get the win. Next opponent, Kingdra into Altaria. Huh. You know, I do have a Tinkaton that's better into this, but I also know that I'm a pretty spammy and bulky dragon. This probably isn't terrible for us. Although, it looks like they're doing more damage to us than we're doing to them with Dragon Breath, which makes sense. That's what Altaria does a lot of the time. I think I'm going to shield this up, and maybe just switch out into my Dusknoir. I'll save the energy, and I'll see if I can potentially neutralize this Altaria here in the back line. Now, this is going to be an awkward play, because I think... Do I go down 2 shields here? I think I might, because Dusknoir with this much energy, as well as Kingdra with this much energy, it's going to be hard to take down if they don't start investing shields very quickly. Okay, that's a regular Ninetales. I survive a move from them. 5, okay. Shadow Punch is going to hurt. I have my next move ready to go. I think I might go for a Dynamic just to make sure I get enough damage to knock him out. They might try to no-shield, knowing they could survive another Shadow Punch from this range. They could shield this as well, I guess. What do they do? Ah, they do shield. Nice play by them. Alright, but we get the Surf off. They didn't CMP us, unfortunately, but we do land the Surf, which is a lot of good damage. Maybe a knockout here? They shield everything. Why do they keep shielding? That's annoying. 10, they have back-to-back energy balls right now. Having this Ninetales around does always make my Tinkaton's life a little bit more uncomfortable. This doesn't knock us out. They probably swap into Altaria. Oh, actually, they come in. Shadow Empoleon here, which also isn't great. Yikes, I don't know about this one. I think I just lose this game, unfortunately. 5. Okay, well, yeah, I don't see how I win it necessarily. Bulldoze might knock out his Shadow Empoleon, but that Ninetales has way too much energy at this point. They still have a Weather Ball plus 1 fast move of energy, and my Dusknoir doesn't have any extra energy on it, so I think they have us here. I think they just have us. That is unfortunate. I don't know what else we could have done this game necessarily. I mean, I needed to, like, catch a move, I think, on my Kingdra to win this. Okay. They do throw energy here. Maybe they go for a catch at some point. That would be crazy. What if they caught a move? I don't have any energy, though. They don't need to catch. And they're only, like, 1 away from their next move. So, they don't need to worry about that. Yeah. Dang it. If I caught a Weather Ball, maybe we'd be in a better spot here this game. But we'll play to them. They can just farm us down here with either one of their Pokemon. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We gotta lock in here, though. Kingdra, I believe in you. I believe in you. There we go, yeah. That's a great lead. This is where I want to see the Ninetales. And everyone is trying out their Ninetales today. I'm also fine if they stay in here to try to get some Energy Ball chip and dip off into us, because the thing is, Energy Ball... While it is a good move, it takes 2 to knock us out, and I can build up a lot of energy here, and even just my fast move pressure is putting them down pretty low. And I don't even get 2-shot, that's crazy. Well, I do after the Ember damage, but it's not even like a clean 2-shot from full HP. Surf is going to hurt quite a bit. Oh, they just let that go, okay. Well, now there goes like a full Pokemon on their end. What's going to come in here? Okay, let's not give a farm down over to whatever this is. And yeah, okay, this is a huge bait out. We have access here, well, that's only an Aqua Tail too, to a lot of neutral damage against his Quagsire. All I have to do at this point is get shields down and start going for Gigatons into that Hypno. Or if they just, like, also sacrifice Quagsire, even my Dusknoir is really good into Hypno, so I guess we'll see what's going to happen. Big Shadow Punch, what are they going to do? They do let it go, makes sense, but I think at this point, this game is looking pretty bad for them. My Astonish damage is shredding their HP right now. And we have our Kingdra, we have our Tinkaton. Even if they're on Fire Punch, I don't know if that's going to be enough for the Hypno to take us out. I'm going to go for bad timing here, just to guarantee I get this off before the next Aqua Tail. But our Astonish damage has put them down into just Dragon Breath downrange from our Kingdra. Or even Fairy Wind downrange from our Tinkaton. And honestly, I'm just going to shield this up, because I can just go for a Shadow Punch to guarantee a shield, or a massive amount of damage into that Hypno. Hypno comes back in, but these Astonishes are doing so much work. And now it's Tinka time. Do they shield this? They probably do, right? Yeah. Are they on Fire Punch? I wouldn't be surprised to see, like, Shadow Ball, Thunder Punch. I think that's probably the best general moveset on Hypno. They must not be on the Fire Punch there, so let's go. Next battle. We'll see Kingdra up against a Shadow Dragonite. Okay. I don't know who wins this one. I've never played this matchup out. I bet it's going to be good for me just because I do more Dragon Breath damage and I outpaced a Swift. They don't catch, luckily, which is really nice to see. But I am, once again, kind of worried that my Tinkaton in the backline is going to be a little bit less useful than it could be, just because the Dragon type is here in the lead matchup. But if I just go for, like, a one-shield farm down, then at least I can come out of this matchup with a lot of energy here. And once Dragonite is gone, that's a lot of damage off the field here, so... see how they play it. Nice big farm down for us. What's going to come in? Well, something that I definitely don't want to give a big farm down to themselves. We'll just bring in our Shadow Dusknoir and go for as much fast move pressure as we can. I'm fine if they go for a bait here, because it's really just the Astonish damage that I want to get off against them. Because once I put this into Gigaton Hammer range, it's nowhere near as bad for us. Okay, so many Shadow-type Flosions recently, but that should just be game over here. I saved my Kingdra with so much energy. The Astonish damage as well has put down that Jellicent so much that it's not even that bad for our Tinkaton to deal with. And, oh, I guess they let that go. Maybe that's a smart play on their end. I was kind of expecting a shield there guaranteed. Maybe I should have gone for the Dynamic Punch to guarantee it, but that's fine. I'm going to come in with my Tinkaton here and get a Fairy Wind or two for free. And now we just go for Charge Attack spam. I have energy still on my Kingdra, and I think 2 Bulldozes here will be enough to knock out. It also helps with my pacing to go with this, and if I get a debuff, then it also means that my Dragon Breaths for my Kingdra do so much damage. They let it go, makes sense. No debuff, because why would I? And they throw in kind of bad timing here, which is also pretty nice to see. What are they throwing into us? It is a Shadow Ball. We survived that. We have another Bulldoze ready to go. And we have a lot of energy on our Kingdra, too. Are we in farm down range on Kingdra? No, I can bring that in. Just surf them here and guarantee the knockout. Interesting team. I'm glad that we were able to win that one, because Shadow-type Flosion, man, that thing is always so annoying. But Kingdra actually put in a lot of work in the lead, a lot of work against the, well, it potentially could have put in work into the Typhlosion, but also it finished off the Jellicent, so Kingdra actually just popped off that game. Alright, Shadow Kingdra up against regular Kingdra? Interesting. Well, who wins CMP, right? That's gonna determine who is better in this matchup. They win CMP, so they're more skilled than I am, unfortunately. But I feel like there is a chance they could have their own Tinkaton in the backline, so I don't really want to shield the lead when I don't think it's going to be that beneficial for us later on. And it's just a Swift, right? We survived that. But we'll see if they end up going for a shield themselves. I would love to see a shield come up by them. But they don't go for it. I'm going to switch out here. Get an energy lead if possible. Okay. They're ABA weak to Tinkaton. That scares me quite a bit, actually. Luckily, Shadow Dusknoir has a deceptively good matchup into Shadow Sableye. They will win the 2s, but they have to go for a ton of shields here to get to that point. I'm going to shield this up. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to. I want to save my Dusknoir just in case having 3 Pokemon on the field is a good idea. Like, what if it's an Aegislash in the backline? Then saving this could be good for us. They let that go. What comes in? Okay. Oh, Ninetales, yeah. Oh, man. Everyone's using Ninetales. I mean, that's not a surprise. But that is so bad for a Tinkaton in the backline. It's a Shadow Ninetales as well, so they just 2-shot us here easily. This is unfortunate news. Very unfortunate news, to say the least. Okay. We get the Bulldoze off, though. Maybe that's good for us. But they're at 6 already. Dude, Ninetales is way too spammy. I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing here. Wait, they let that go? Is there ever a chance I farm things down this game? Oh, what are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. I have to knock this out. They're gonna try to get, like, 2 Weather Balls off into my Kingdra to knock me out there. But my Kingdra might be outside of range where that's enough? I'm gonna no-shield this and hope they went for a Weather Ball and not an Energy Ball. I think that's my way of winning. They went for the Weather Ball. Do I survive the fast move pressure? I think I have to shield this now and go for the farm down, please. Kingdra, I believe in you. I believe in you. Just like survive 2 embers, and I think I win. Please, Kingdra, I believe, I believe. Oh, they already have another move? Okay, well, Tinkaton, I guess Fairy Wind down in 4 and have them not knock us out first? I don't know. Is it a tie? It's a tie! I'll take a tie, I guess. That's insane. Alright, next opponent. Hopefully we stop seeing these Ninetales in the back. That is so frustrating. Oh, okay, this thing did get buffed this season, actually, right? Got access to Energy Ball being a little bit cheaper. They just go for a Weather Ball here either way. Interesting. I think I'm going to save this energy once again and just switch into my Dusknoir. I have a better answer to this in the backline, and getting an energy lead here hopefully is going to be good for us. They can get a Weather Ball into us first if they want to. Okay. Not the best answer into us up this much energy. They come in with a Fearow. But they do save a lot of energy on that Abomasnow, so we do have to keep that in mind later on. But I think this is still fine, because at this point, I do get a second Dynamic Punch off here. They go for the CMP, not a bad play by them. But, I mean, at this point, I do still have a lot of energy on my Kingdra. But I'm not also, like, sure that a Surf is going to knock them out here, unfortunately. We'll see. I'm going to go for the Dynamic Punch, hope for the no-shield. They shield once again here. We go for the Surf here against them, just trying to get any sort of chip damage that we can here. If I can put them into a Fairy Wind downrange, that is going to be so much easier to deal with later on. Nice, that should be Fairy Wind downrange. In the backline's an Altaria. And, okay, they'll get a Flamethrower off into us. And they have a lot of energy on the Abomasnow. But they don't get enough energy here to outpace us to 2 attacks, so that's good. I'm going to no-shield this. I think keeping a shield potentially for my Dusknoir later on could be good. And I should be able to Gigaton Hammer, especially after getting that swift chip damage. That should be enough to knock him out. Yeah, this is definitely going to knock him out here, but there is still a Fearow and a very loaded Abomasnow I have to deal with, and I am not happy about that. But they are over-farming so much energy here. Can I ever just farm this down? Or are they going to get a move at the last second here? I'm not sure if they are, like, 1 over or not. Oh, we get the full farm down. Hold on. But do I survive an Energy Ball here? I think I might from a non-shadow. They nerfed Energy Ball's damage output at the very least, right? So there is a chance I can live this? Yes? Gigaton Hammer gets the knockout. Okay. Honestly, the Energy Ball rework here might have hurt them a little bit, because they had enough energy for the old Energy Ball, but doing less damage just won us the game. Alright, next opponent. Please just give me an easy game. I need an easy one after these last few. Oh, Melmetal. Well, that's not easy necessarily, but that's a very cool pick to see. I know at this point that I don't want my Tinkaton against this, so I guess I'm fine to see this here. But Dynamic Punch would hurt quite a bit. I'm going to shield this up. I want to make sure that I don't take a Dynamic Punch if I can help it. Or at least, like, not this early. Or, okay. I don't know how to feel about this. Well, we get a shield. Try to catch a Twister. Oh, we actually caught a Twister. Well, that's huge. So, you might be thinking this is a crazy play. Why would I bring in a Tinkaton into a thing that walls ground and Steel-type energy? Well, that's because I resist Wing Attack as well, and Fairy Wind adds up, and Gigaton Hammer is still such a broken move. It does, in fact, 2-shot. Are they on Bubble Beam? Why are they throwing a move right now? I guess they are on Bubble Beam. Okay, well, that's disgusting. Guess that's an option, but I would not suggest running that. Alright, the legendary Bubble Beam Mantine. But now we know this is actually a slam dunk match for Tinkaton later on. They likely switch out, but I can go for the Bulldoze here, and they're going to be in range now where a Surf knocks them out. So I'm in a much better spot by just dancing around here and saving the HP on my Kingdra. Alright. I mean, this should knock him out, especially after that defense drop, right? I, again, can just guarantee... Actually, maybe I don't shield, because, like, why would I shield this? There's a Twister in the backline, potentially. They let that go. Okay, well, that's not great for them. I have a Dusknoir in the back line, which I'm going to be real is a very good counter to ghost types in general. And I likely get a shield here or a massive amount of damage. Yeah, shield, okay. I can't really shield here, though. Because they're at back-to-back Rage Fists, right? If possible, though, maybe I can switch out if this Rage Fist doesn't knock out. Rage Fist, I cannot switch. I wish I could have got that Surf off. Not quite able to. But I think we're still, like, really fine here, right? Because this is going to be Fairy Wind downrange. I'm going to let this go on, like, the naive hope that I survive this. Oh, that's not even that bad. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. We just shield this up. Because at this point, they can't low sweep down or low kick down our Dusknoir. And I can just bring back in my Tinkaton here and win the game with fast move pressure. We just overfarm enough to have energy for that Annihilate when it comes back in. Or, like, enough energy to force him to throw a move. Bubble Beam is absolutely insane. Okay. I'm gonna go for the CMP here, because I know I am gonna have a bit of a higher attack stat, and I would rather not take another Bubble Beam this game if I could help it. But now we're gonna outpace the Annihilate enough that they have to close combat us to knock us out here. And, like, if they don't, then we just win thanks to surviving. And if they do, we still have our Annihilate, or our Dusknoir rather, in the backline that can finish this off. So yeah, Rage Fist would need to be thrown here, not to just get Astonished down, but, like, yeah, we win. We just win. Good stuff. Next opponent. We'll see Kingdra into... There we go, Shadow Ninetales. This is where I want to see it. Although Shadow Kanto Ninetales probably does a little bit more damage than I'd like with Energy Ball, but they never Ember us down, right? And my Dragon Breaths are adding up quite a bit here, too. We'll see what they want to do, but man, if I can get rid of this Pokemon in the lead, that is huge for us, because my Tinkaton hates this Pokemon with a passion. Okay, they come in with a Feraligatr, and I'm going to be honest, I am kind of scared of this, actually. I don't have a great way to deal with it. 5. I'm just going to stay in it, at least throw another move here. If they go for the shield here, it might be crazy, but I might just bring in Tinkaton. They do, okay. Because I survived the Hydro Cannon here. And we get a Bulldoze off. This way, at the very least, I do have a shield advantage. And while my Tinkaton is pretty useless so far against what I've seen, I'm hoping that a shield advantage on my Dusknoir is all we need. But we'll see, right? They do have 5, so they have another Hydro Cannon here. They could maybe switch out into their Ninetales now if they wanted to. They do survive that. Yeah, and they do swap. Smart play. Go for a CMP. I hate good players. I hate fighting good players so much. Like, why not just instantly throw your move? Why overfarm? That's what I want to know. I think I survive a Weather Ball here, but I don't want to be in a spot where they actually do the smart Energy Ball. They do Weather Ball, so I should have let that go. This game's getting dicey. This game's getting so dicey. I need my Kingdra to do so much here. Oh, but they let that go? That's good, I guess. They get DRE, so they land this move. That is tragic. That is beyond tragic. That is so annoying. I can't believe that just happened. So now my Dusknoir needs a good matchup in the backline, and honestly, that is not good enough. That is just not good enough, unfortunately, for us. If I kept my my Kingdra around, there would be a way to play around that. But saying I need my Dusknoir to take down 3 Pokemon at the end, there's just no way. Alright. Oh, more Pekko in the lead. That's fine. I mean, they could go for Baits here, which might get a little scary over time. But I do outpace them to Swift before they get to an Aura Wheel. Are they lagging or something? They should be at 5 right now, but honestly, those fast moves were very inconsistent. Swift's gonna hurt, though. So likely we get a shield? Yeah. Alright. Are they gonna bait us or not? I'm gonna go for the shield either way, because, I mean, the Dragon Breath pressure here, no matter what, is so nice to see. They do bait us because they're annoying. Okay, I guess. I guess we just clear our debuff and come in Tinkaton. They could have Chilling Water, but even if they do, I'm pretty sure a Gigaton Hammer still one-shots an Ice and Fairy type, so we should be very fine here. They're going for the Gleam, so they don't even have the ability to debuff us. Okay, I'm going to overfarm here as much as possible, because it's not like Morpeko can't just one-shot us from here with an Aura Wheel anyway. It doesn't really matter that I'm taking any extra damage. I just want to have enough energy to force a move out of that Morpeko as quickly as I can. They could shield this, I suppose. I don't know if that would help them all that much, though, because then they're down shields completely, and that does seem a little bit scary. Yeah, they do let that go. And the backline is a Kanto Marowak. They lag a turn, so I'm going to take full advantage of that, go for the Gigaton Hammer on alignment. And I think here, the play is probably just switch out. Don't give a farm down over. Because I survive moves from this thing so much easier than I would from like a Shadow Marowak. And if I save my Tinkaton, I have a lot more fast move pressure in the backline. They do shield that. I think I just let this go. Like, shouldn't I survive this and get a farm down? And then just swift the Morpeko? And I think at that point we just win the game. Bone Club, yeah, it doesn't do that much to us. Morpeko comes in, but this is why we have a Swift. I don't know if that was a CMP or not. That was very weird, the visuals, but that's fine. Visuals don't need to be consistent in this game. You learn to adapt in Pokemon Go. What is happening? There we go. Okay, so now we get the Swift off. Marowak is going to come back in, but as long as I can go for like 5 Dragon Breaths and knock him out, then we won't even need our Dusknoir this game. Which is exactly what happens. Nice. Okay, we'll take it. That is a 3-2 set. Honestly, it could have been worse. Was there a tie? There might have been a tie in there, too. But anyway, people are too good nowadays. You can't just go 5-0 back-to-back-to-back like I could in the old days. Yeah, I mean, Kingdra does feel like a very solid Pokemon right now in the meta. There are a few things that are a little bit scary with it, saying that it's not the bulkiest pick out there, and there are a lot of Fairy types running around. But at the very least, you have play with Surf and Swift into almost anything you're going to see. And I think the backline here also paired pretty well with it. Give it a go if you want to try out a Kingdra team. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.